So you guys, what we're doing right now is a casing. So the very first step that you need to do, and I'm just giving you a number just so it's easier, is I want you to cut out a rectangle of material that is 5 inches by 15. Then you basically follow the exact same principles as doing a hem. So what you'll do is you'll sew a straight seam with your sewing and back stitching on your 5/8 and on your regular 2.5 seam stitch length. I apologize, stitch length. Straight lines. Once I'm done this though, I need to baste it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Here's another sample. We know that with basting it's stitch length 4. So I'm going to put it on here and I'm going to baste close to the edge at about 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to put my needle down. You don't need to back stitch with your basting. You're just going to sew because it is a temporary stitch. Keep all that other sewing out of the way. So keep all that material. I just keep moving it. It's a bit messy when you're doing it, but no worries. So just about 2 inches at stitch length 4. Show you here. So it's nice and close to the edge. And the reason is eventually we're going to put an elastic inside what was our hem. Therefore, if this is not down, it's going to get caught. So I'm going to do that here as well. Now, the next thing you're going to do, and you guys can see here that I have my basting. I've got my basting down, so where the basting is, I've now gone just the exact same as the fold, and I flipped it over 1/4 inch, and using the sausage, I've pressed it the whole way around. The next step after this is going to be to flip it another inch, the same again as your hem. So when you do that step, you're going to take out your old pin, you'll flip it over, and you'll use your measuring gauge. Now the one thing I know is some of us are having trouble with the measuring gauge, so just let me point something out to you. In 1 inch, there are 8 little lines. Those are called 8s. So when you're doing your 1/4 inch turn, you're going to use 2 8s or 1/4. So 1, oops, stuck, 2. So right there, does everybody see that? So if I hold this up, I'm at 1/4. Now I need to do a 1 inch turn. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to take my pin and I'm going to put it into that first fold. That way I don't have to worry about the 1/4 popping up on me. So just like that. And I'll do that the whole way around and once again press it with the sausage. Now we have a completed one here. I have a 1/4 inch turn under, a 1 inch turn over, and now I'm going to sew the whole way around. Now this part can be a bit tricky, so what I suggest to people is to turn it inside out. And we are not sewing here. We're leaving a hole, basically the size of your seam allowance. And I'm leaving that hole so that I can actually then insert my elastic. So I'm going to pull on my threads to start, if I can get them out of the way. There we go. So I'm holding onto those threads. I'm just going to start, and the goal, you guys, is to stay very close to that edge. So I'm going to go the whole way around. Keep going. Take out your pins as you get to them. And stay close to that edge. There we go. And I just keep rotating the material because that's going to allow me to do this without getting a big problem of sewing into the edge. And one thing I forgot to mention to everybody is to make sure you've changed your sewing machine back to 2.5, okay? So don't stay on 4, go back to 2.5. Can you see that? And I'm going to stop. Now look at you guys. The teacher does not know best. I did it on a stitch length of 4. I forgot. If you do that, it's super easy because it's just basting. You can literally just pull it out and it's not a big deal. So you would pull it out and change this guide to a 2.5. Okay? The next step when I come back at the second video, I will show you how to insert your casing. I know.